What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Dense Pixels Reviews. I'm your host, Brad, joined by Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
We are here to talk about Injustice 2. You got a pretty good mix for this one, too, because you have someone who couldn't care less about NRS fighting games, someone who is a self-described, quote, filthy casual of NRS fighting games, and someone who plays more NRS fighting games than anyone else that I personally know. In Terrence.
Is that right?
Yeah, it really is.
Damn.
It really is.
I didn't play a lot of Mortal Kombat X. I played a lot of Injustice 1.
I know. That's more than anyone else I know by a wide margin.
Okay.
So we'll get into that. But again, if you have just stumbled upon us and don't know who we are Dense Pixels. We do a weekly video game podcast, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel right down there. All right, so Injustice 2, I know this was one that all three of us were pretty excited about. The previews for the game looked pretty solid. We all enjoyed the first Injustice game. We all enjoyed Mortal Kombat X, even though I wouldn't say that any of us, played it hardcore.
Problem I had with Mortal Kombat X is that the character that I wanted to main sucked. And this is going to be a running theme throughout this review because I don't.
You could be me and take your C tier Street Fighter character and main him anyway.
Who's your C tier?
Sakura. Yeah.
But I've seen Sakura put in some serious work in some tournaments.
She's no Balrog or Rufus or.
He was hold back with Balrog.
Yeah.
Micah.
Hey,
so
I'm a simple man.
What
What
were you guys, I guess, expecting going into the second Injustice game?
I was expecting more Injustice, and that's what I got. And I got more Injustice, but it looked a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you compare the old Injustice to the new Injustice, like simply, from a graphic standpoint, it is leaps and bounds above any other fighting game.
And the old one wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination.
Right. Yeah, it is now.
Well, what are you gonna do?
That is true. This one looks. I would say this game has some of the best facial animation for a video game I've ever seen.
Yeah,
but that's the story mode. And I don't give a fuck about stuff. But even during the fights, when you have the cutscenes and shit like that, when the match starts, it's pretty incredible. Yeah. They have this weird thing when they don't close their mouths when they talk, though. That's very weird.
They suffer from Diddy syndrome.
It's weird. I don't understand why they're not able to close their mouths when they do facial capture animation. It happens in everything. It's weird.
Yeah.
But it looks really good regardless.
So obviously the core of any fighting game is how the fighting system actually is. And that's what's going to be what keeps you in long term.
Yes.
And obviously, Terrence, you found the first Injustice to be to your enjoyment eventually.
Yeah. Well, actually, before I continue, because I'm going to be talking the longest about it, what do you guys think about the NetherRealm's system?
Well,
Brad.
Well, so and this theme will also come up later in this review. Is that I think the NRS games are always a really and I said this to you guys in a private chat that we had. I think that those games are always a really great video game product, but they're not a very good video game system. I would never be playing any NRS fighting game for months after release. It's something that you play and you binge on. It's like junk food. Like you play and you binge on it for a couple of weeks and then you put it down, and then maybe a couple months later, when you're between games or you have nothing better to do, you're like, I'll fire up Mortal Kombat X again or Injustice 2 again, and you mess around with it some more, and then but it's very easy for me to put those games down. It's not like a Street Fighter where you want to dive into the depth of the combat and the fighting and learn multiple characters and do that. At least for me, that's how it is.
I never could get the timing down for an NRS fighting game.
And I'm sorry, before you continue, that is so bizarre to me because the timing is brain dead in that game. It's dial a combo.
Right.
And then you figure out the combos and then you just mix and match. That's literally what you do.
And I'm not used to doing that, right? I'm used to like trying to think about what I want to do while I'm doing it, and not, okay, I'm going to do this 1-1-3 and then a special move, and then I'm going to do another, and then I'm going to do a 2-2-1 and then a special move. And, maybe I'll do a 1-1 wall bounce and then jump up and do a 1 and then do the 1-1-3 special move again. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's something that I like to have fun with, just to mess around. I mean, look, I don't know, who are we kidding, right? I'm not good at these things. I just mess around with them, and I want to see the Flash fight the big monkey. Like, that's what I want to see out of this NRS game. And when it comes to Mortal Kombat, I want to see, this ninja pull the entrails out of another dude, right? Like, that's...
Yeah, but that gets old after a while.
But it gets old after a while. And
so you got to rely on the gameplay itself.
You know what's funny is that you could actually kind of liken NRS fighting games to Sonic games, in that they're known for, like, this one particular aspect, which is very, like, surface level, very superficial.
Look, God damn it!
But when you actually, like, dive into the gameplay, like dive into the depth of the systems, there's just not a lot there.
What the fuck is the difference between Sonic and Mario?
Mario actually is a good platforming game that has creative levels and it's well designed
with precision jumping.
Right, and Sonic is a game that requires you to run real fast. Right, exactly. What is Mortal Kombat? What is Mortal Kombat best known for? Fatalities.
Yes, it's known for its fatalities, but
the cherry on the top of the sundae.
Yeah, I see fatalities like twice, and like I don't even feel like doing
exactly. They're the limit breaks of the Final Fantasy series.
But then you rely on the actual gameplay, and over the years, they have gotten better.
It has.
This is where I'm going to get into my rant. NetherRealm Studios has a style. Their style is they have combos, and like you said, 1-1-2, 1-1-3, whatever. And then you basically kind of mix and match those combos to give as much damage as possible. Get the most amount of damage output per combo that you can. That's every fighting game. But the thing about it is, you have to input the combos in for them to connect. For them to finish it, you actually have to put the timing of the combo in. So like 1-1-2, you have to do that. You can finish it with like a 1 special move, or a 1-1 special move, or 1-1-3 special move. Then there are some combos where you can't do a special move afterward.
Right.
It's just an ender, like Killer Instinct. Like, it just ends the combo and you can't put the special move after it. It was kind of fucked up. Balancing issues. That's what I'm going to talk about now. Every fighting game has issues when it first releases as far as balance is concerned. The problem with NetherRealm, well, especially with the Injustice series for the first two, is they're very projectile heavy. And if you don't have a projectile, it's not going to be a fun fight for you. Like, if someone is playing Deadshot, he's fucking broke. Like, he needs... What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Like, I don't get it. I mean, he's got like 12 different shots.
But wasn't Deathstroke kind of the same way in the first game?
He was basically, Deadshot in the first game.
Yeah.
They had to tone him down after months and months of people just being used sitting in the fucking corner and shooting bullets at people. And it was like, okay, I walk close.
Mm-hmm.
He shoots. You got to duck. Walk close again, shoot, duck. And you just creep your way towards him. But he also had a pretty good fucking close-up fight. So you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Deadshot is kind of similar. His close-up game isn't as good, but he can keep you out the entire match. And like, I main Canary, which apparently now that they've had their tier list, she's like the worst character in the game. Next to Cheetah, which I don't believe it for a second.
It's a personal challenge for you, though, to bring her up.
I win quite a few matches with her. I'm pretty good at these games because they're very fucking easy for me.
And I mean, tier lists be damned. Skill is always going to
like
tier lists only matter if you're talking about players that are equal skill level,
high level play. But Deadshot, you can literally sit in the corner and shoot, and like you'll just frustrate the person that you're fighting, and they'll just get fucking pissed and try to come in, and you'll just die. Who else is the same? The same can be said for Darkseid.
Mm-hmm.
That motherfucker has like 7 different types of Omega beams. He's got one on that shoots at the ground, which is the low. He's got the 2 highs, He can jump and shoot. He can teleport. He's got his little minion. So he can literally sit across the stage and just shoot Omega beams at you.
He's got a cross-up Omega beam.
Right. What the fuck kind of bullshit is that? He's got a combo that hits you in the back of the head. Like, that's dumb. Supergirl, just as good with her. You can jump, shoot down. You can shoot up. Anybody with a projectile is a threat.
But that lends itself, like, that's what I'm talking about. It's a great product because NetherRealms wants to make a game, and look, they do want like a deep fighting game. They want something that it can be played on a tournament level, and it can be.
It is played on.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to be able to beat that nigga Sonic Fox.
But they also want a game that, you know, Joe Schmo can go to the store, pick up, easily do some cool shit, and have fun with his buddies. Geeking out over, you know, having fucking Darkseid shooting Omega beams and Atrocitus barfing blood on everybody and shit like that. Like that's
right.
that's what they're trying to make. It's trying to be a product that appeases a wide range. And we've railed, you know, on the podcast plenty about Street Fighter V, but that is a game that is catering to a very specific audience.
Yeah,
and
almost to its detriment.
Right, almost to
right. Well, to its detriment.
But
absolutely.
But everybody else be damned, we don't really give a shit because this is the audience we're making the game for. And I'm not and NetherRealms is not that company.
Yeah, NetherRealms wants money.
Right.
And they put a lot of fucking money into this game just by like it's got a 5-hour story mode.
Right.
Yeah.
That's I don't give a fuck about. Like I've played 20 minutes of it on both systems. I bought the game for both systems. Anyone that listens to the show knows doesn't matter. Fuck it. But yeah, like altogether I've played 20 minutes total of the story mode. But
I mean, I finished the story mode like twice. Like I got both endings.
Like I don't even have Brainiac.
Oh,
like fucking whatever. I'm probably never gonna unlock him. I gotta run through the story.
Does that make it tricky then to talk about this game? Because in all fairness, and Injustice 1 was the same way, and Mortal Kombat X was the same way. In 6 months, it's going to be a very different game.
The thing is, it's not like Injustice. When Injustice first came out, the very first one, again. My main character was Shazam, and he was like the worst character in the game. Over the months, over the years, he got to be like mid-tier.
Right. Like
to almost to the point where he was like a lot of people started picking him up because he's very good now in that game. So I'm assuming that's going to happen with Canary. There eventually is going to be balance, but taking the game for what it is now, it's going to be the same system. They just have to balance out certain things. Like they have to fix like block stun on certain moves that I fucking Robin, man. No. Like you can't give a nigga with like a ridiculous range,
right?
Like a goddamn shuriken or whatever that he can throw that you have to sit and block, and then you can just go right back into another combo.
Every move is plus on block.
Right? It's ridiculous. Like I don't understand how they play test these before they release, and then they're like, "Oh, that's fucked up. Let's fix it." Like they don't, and they had a beta for like 4 months. Some of these things could have been resolved, but like again, high tournament level play, people are able to get around these things. Mm-hmm. I'm not that person, so I'm just gonna lose to fucking.
Well, remember,
I'm gonna lose to Darkseid.
I mean, also remember the beta too had.
I'm just gonna quit.
The beta had what 8 characters in it.
Yeah, the beta had.
Yeah, so it's
right.
not. It's hard to balance the whole
crew. But
the whole roster.
Yeah, like it's gotten to the point in when I do ranked matches where if I do a ranked match and it's like Darkseid or fucking Supergirl. Or Deadshot. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not even going to play you. You can have the win. I'll quit. Whatever. I got like 20 quits, disconnects. Because they count it as a disconnect when you disconnect during the select screen. Like, fuck it. I don't care anymore. Like, I'm fucking tired of fighting them.
Well, I
can beat them, but it's not fun.
It's a good way to transition, I guess. So how has the online
is
play
amazing.
been so far?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's way better than fucking Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I can barely get a match on that fucking game. And when I do get a match, it's terrible. But they updated the MKX servers, and that's what they're using for this. You barely get any lag in this game. I mean, you do from time to time, but most of the time it's not like fighting couch play, but it's damn close.
How did you find the I guess the matchmaking to be on your way up I guess in general, because obviously like you started from more meager beginnings at first.
Well, the matchmaking, they try to what particular mode,
like as far like do you feel like you're being matched up with people of equal skill? Because I always found with the NRS games too is that it always seems like no matter Whether you're really good or whether you're really bad, you're always matched up with people that tend to be really good in those games.
Well, I'm really good. So I don't know.
And you probably haven't even ventured online yet, have you?
I have.
Have you?
Yeah, I have. And I got my ass kicked a couple times. And I said, well, this ranked stuff is not for me. Let me go see what Terrence is doing. And Terrence proceeded to, I think it was something like 87-1.
I don't know if it was that high.
Yeah, all right, 86-1.
I think you may be embellishing a bit.
And because he's very good.
84-1.
But the one that I got.
Oh, tell him what character you use.
The one that I got, right? So I mean Green Arrow because he's fun to play, like he's somewhere in the middle of the pack. I just find him fun to play, and I'm getting my ass kicked, right? Because I know the combo. Like I got a nice little combo, and I got my Green Arrow set up where I can do 1-1-1 meter burn that little backstep arrow where it shoots 2 arrows. The second arrow is a stun arrow, and then I can hit you with another type of arrow. And if I have the boxing glove arrow, like
that's a ridiculous amount.
Right, that's like 50% right there. Right? So I'm like, all right, and I know this combo, like it's ingrained into my brain, right? Like I can do this. I've done it before, I can do it again. For some reason, whenever I play a human being, I can't do it. And I'm getting my ass kicked, and I'm there with Terrence, and I'm there with our buddy Terrell, and I can't remember who said it, but one of you said, hey, why don't you pick Supergirl?
Yeah, I said, pick Supergirl and mash the fucking
buttons.
And teleport punch.
And lo and behold, that's what I did. I picked Supergirl, and I mashed buttons, that fucking scorpion teleport thing that she has.
I can't block it.
I
can't fucking block it. It pisses me off.
It's a godsend. But it's not fun though. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like it's not fun. I can't see how you could play Deadshot and just sit in the corner and just shoot. Like
because you care more about winning than your technique.
It's not fun. Like that Supergirl win, like that shit was bullshit. Like it really was, man. Because and Terrell was like, hey, do her lasers with the meter burn, and all of a sudden I was like, all right, whatever. And then I'm doing that little walking like laser beam thing, and this shit was it was ridiculous. Like it was
a lot of
yeah.
I don't like her. Like I literally haven't even chosen her yet. I haven't even gone to practice with her yet. Like I'm serious. There's certain characters that I have not even touched. I haven't touched Batman. I haven't touched Superman. I haven't touched Supergirl. I haven't touched. Oh, I did use Darkseid a little bit just to see. He's fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
Like if I pick those top tier characters, they're not hard to use.
Right.
And I have so many tools, and I'm not gonna lose a lot of matches. Like I don't think I have beaten a what's his name, the Egyptian dude.
Yo, I hate Black Adam.
Black Adam. I have not beaten Black Adam online yet. I have not beaten him in a ranked match. I can't beat him. He's too good. He can start the match 1 meter, do 50% damage, just straight off the break. Like what the fuck kind of? That's what I'm talking about with balance. Like he doesn't need to have that kind of power, and he's got a dive kick. Like come on, man. It's ridiculous. They need to fix that shit or just lessen how much damage he does. And then the other issue, the one last issue that I have with online is people don't like to do the normalized shit. They have their gear and they want to use the gear.
Oh, no, I don't.
That's only an unranked though, right?
Unranked, yeah. But and sometimes I just want to do I don't feel like going to ranked matches because I know I'm going to fight Darkseid. Mm-hmm. So I want to do an unranked match so they can pick somebody else, but they'll have a level 20 character and I'm trying to use like my level 5 like Black Canary or like my who else do I use? I use Harley Quinn, who I really like, and then I have a level 20 goddamn Flash, and I have to do like 3 times the damage. They do 3 times more damage than I do because they have their fucking augments. Like, can we normalize this? I would have destroyed you if you didn't have all of that, but I have to do 3 times more damage to take the same amount of health away. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you too.
I mean, I thought both players had to agree to use
You have
the
to
augments.
agree.
Yeah.
No, do not use them.
Oh, to not use them?
Yes.
Oh, it's
That
yes
is
by
the
default?
opposite.
Oh, that's
That's
not
backwards.
Dumb.
Yeah, that's not good.
I mean, you can have the gear to make your character look fine, but don't have the stats. the perks for them.
They need to change. I thought it was the other way around because that's the way that would make sense.
It is not, and you're right. It doesn't make sense. I'm like,
I can't believe that.
Black man got to do 3 times as much damage to get half as many wins. Damn.
I fought a dead shot with Black Canary, and I almost won. And he had his fucking augment. I'm good. I can't stand losing because of I can't stand losing at the character select screen.
It's so funny because you're such a Street Fighter player, but you don't even know it. You're such a Street Fighter player, but you can't bring yourself to do it. So
I'm not bad at Street Fighter. I just don't play it. Like, I'm pretty decent. I am. I'm just, I don't know. It's that timing.
So the one mode that I thought that they put in this that was new that was pretty cool is the multiverse mode that they have in single player. Mm-hmm. I definitely prefer that to either just running arcade mode constantly or Star Labs, which they had in the first Injustice game, which I've never been a huge
Star
fan
Labs
of.
was just a bunch of like tutorials.
Right, exactly. So it's very cool, and also the other thing that multiverse does very well, or at least I think it works well, is it ties into the big addition for Injustice 2, which is of course which you alluded to already, is the gear system.
Yeah,
that they have in the game. So this is so fighting games obviously have had unlockables since the dawn of time, essentially, but this is a little bit of a different take on it. This is more akin to what Overwatch
This is
does.
the mobile,
right?
Basically, just the mobilization of fighting games because they've got all these unlocks and a different currency to unlock different things. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm fucking tired of leveling up every fucking character so I can use a level 20 gear to make my character look cool.
You don't like the chase? The chase doesn't grab you?
Not in the fighting game, no. Just let me customize my character. Just give me the shit up front so I can customize them. I don't even want the augments.
I would say, would you care if it was purely cosmetic?
Cosmetic, I would not.
Okay.
If it was purely cosmetic, I'd be cool. But like the augments and people using them, like I always go, hey, let's just play straight up. Nope, fuck you. Like I'm like, all right, cool. Let me see if I can win without the augments, and then I end up losing, and I'm like, well, go fuck yourself, and I leave. Like it's not fun. I don't like that. And like I like fighting games because it's a fighting game. I don't want to play a fucking RPG fighting game. With augments, this does 2.5% more damage on like meter burn. Like I don't want it. No, man.
What do you think about the idea of certain characters not having certain moves unless you unlock them, either by getting to level 20 or getting them to a mother box?
I unlocked the two extra moves that Black Canary has. I don't even use them. I unlocked another weapon for Harley Quinn. Well, not a weapon, but she's got a shotgun move with her little musket thing. It's terrible. It's worthless.
I only use one. I've unlocked a few, and I only use that one for Green Arrow. That when you meter burn that little backstep arrow, it stuns you because it sets you up for another attack.
See, that makes sense.
Right, but everything
you have to
else,
get rid of another move, don't you?
No, that's one slot.
Oh, it's one slot. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It's one slot. So it's weird because some of them are purely aesthetic. Like some of them don't do
like
shit.
that shotgun one,
right?
With Harley Quinn, I'm like, what the fuck? I can't even use this in a combo. It takes too long to come out.
And then some of them use, some of them make give the character better potential.
Mm.
He has another move that is like a teleport. Because I'm fighting one, right? And I was fighting a Green Arrow online, and all of a sudden, he fucking teleported away out of the corner, and I'm like, what the fuck, yo? Like,
what a teleport arrow? He just teleported.
Like he has a smoke arrow or some bullshit where it's just like, I'm gone behind you now. Like, what the fuck? And look, it's not as egregious as like the Supergirl teleport. But if I got you,
attack as well,
right? But if I got you in a corner, like it's very rare that I have this opportunity, and this motherfucker just poof. Oh nope, we're gonna reset now. Like, man, fuck you, yo.
Do you see this becoming a trend though in fighting games down the road? You don't think so?
Not at all. Hell no. This is some American developed fighting game bullshit.
I mean, I don't know if that's fair because Capcom has found new and exciting ways to rape people for money with Street Fighter V.
Lord have mercy. I don't even get like.
But to their credit, credit, they're not making people, potentially pay money for stat enhancing.
We don't know that yet.
Yet.
Look,
Yeah, not
look,
yet.
look. We're talking about Injustice now. I don't like what I'm seeing with fucking Infinite. That roster, if true, is trash.
Well, we'll talk about that on the podcast,
I'm
probably.
just saying, like, I was very upset with what I saw.
So we'll briefly discuss the story. So if you are needing to avoid Injustice 2 story spoilers, then maybe skip ahead 5 minutes. We're not going to spend too much time on it. But Micah, you were the only one among the three of us that's completed the story.
Yeah.
And what did you think about it? And what did you think about it also compared to the story from the first game?
It's an interesting story. The one thing I don't like about these story modes in fighting games is that you have to play, like, throughout the course of the story, you have to play like 23 characters. And it's not like, I don't want to have to sit here for 5 to 10 minutes watching a cutscene and then have to go play Blue Beetle. Like, I just, like someone that I have no desire to play as whatsoever. And that always annoyed me about these fighting game stories, right? Because it's like, all right, well, because it gets boring. Like, all right, let me pause and let me find the 1-1-3 combo that I'm going to spam throughout this entire fight just so I can move the story along. But the story itself is okay. The problem is, the Justice League is fractured, right? And it's Batman's team versus Superman's team. And all of a sudden, Brainiac comes in. Everybody's got to come together, right, to take on
I've seen
Brainiac.
the story. I haven't played it.
And
watched it.
And yeah, I mean, that's probably the best way. And throughout the story, you play as these different people. Characters switch. The character that switches allegiance, is the character that you think it's going to be, and you get to make a final decision as who you want to finish the story with, either Batman or Superman. And the problem with this is that, like, you want to, after playing the first Injustice where the heroes are fighting against each other, you see the heroes fighting, with a sense of camaraderie to take out this foe, Brainiac, and you're like, yeah, like, this is what I want, right? Like, I want the Justice League to come together and fight the bad guy, right? Like, I don't want Batman and Superman fighting all the goddamn time. And Superman is such a fucking asshole in this. Where it's like, well, Brainiac's dead. Fuck you, Batman. You thought I forgot? Like, what the fuck, yo? Like, really? Like, after all this, like, nothing was, nah, bitch. Like, you see this power? This power I got back here? Nah, yo. No, I ain't forgot that shit. And it's just like, all right, well, now we're back to square one.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel like it moved the story along. It felt like a waste of fucking time. Like, it did. Like, it's a very entertaining story, but it felt like a fucking waste.
But you got Brainiac, right? Don't you unlock?
I mean, I got Brainiac, but what the fuck? I ain't gonna play no fucking Brainiac.
I've only played one Brainiac, and I don't know what the fuck is going on with
I'm
that.
not gonna play Brainiac out of principle, because when you fight the computer Brainiac, he's on his ship and has different moves. And, like, he sends out all these fucking tentacle porn things at you and shit. And those things do, like, 25% damage alone. Mm-hmm. So if he does it with a combo, like, that's like 75% damage, depending on what he does, man. Like, and he's a cheap-ass NetherRealm boss, right? Like, all right, well, I'm going to do a bunch of cheap shit. And then if you die, well, now I'm going to be brain dead. Like, all right, yo. Like, it's just not fun fighting against them. So, I mean, look, the story mode, it's available online. I would probably just watch that. Unless you like.
Don't you get it like an achievement though? You get achievements through this.
I mean, you get achievements, and you get they do this thing where if you finish a chapter, you get a level 20 reward for the character that you finished that chapter with, right? But there are some chapters where you pick who you want to fight. Like Green Arrow and Black Canary, for example. They're married, and so they're together all the time. If you finish a chapter with Green Arrow, you get his level 20 reward, but then you got to go back if you want the
Black Canary.
Right, the Black Canary one. So it's like then I gotta
artificial
remember what
replay.
Yeah, it's
Right.
artificial replay. It's bullshit.
It's fair. So a couple viewer questions to ask you guys before we give our verdict here. Michael asks, which are your least favorite characters to fight with, and least favorite to fight against, not named Deadshot? I guess Terrence, you've already alluded to this a little bit.
Yeah, Darkseid can eat a dick. I don't like fighting Darkseid. I can't. And Supergirl, she can go fuck herself.
Supergirl, Black Adam,
Yeah, Black Adam. Those three.
Poison Ivy. I don't like fighting Poison Ivy either. Because when she puts that, when she puts that, not a lot of people do, but she puts that like plant Yoshi up, and it's just, it's just annoying. It's just fucking annoying. Like motherfucker, dude. Like Lord help you if you are if Poison Ivy gets in on you, and then all of a sudden this fucking plant Yoshi hawks a loogie at you, and you're in fucking stun, and she. Yeah. Oh, fuck you, Poison Ivy. God damn it. And the play as, I mean, I only play like.
It's a harder question to ask because it's not like you guys go through the entire roster.
Yeah.
I guess you'd be best suited to answer that question since you did the story mode.
Green Arrow, I like playing as. Supergirl, believe it or not, it's a two-way street, right? Like
pretty much only because he beat Terrence.
That's
probably the only reason why.
I can tell you my favorite character to play as is Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
I played. She was one of my main characters in the first one, and she's the same. She's got a couple more moves. She's just fun to use. She's got projectiles. They're a little slower than others. But and Black Canary, I really like using her, but that's an uphill battle every fight, man. It really is.
I like watching Cheetah fight.
Yeah, Cheetah, I started using her. She's really fun to look at.
Yeah,
but she's all
really
over the fucking place.
Mark asks, other than Deadshot having balancing issues, which other character would you want balanced?
Robin.
Yeah.
Like, he's unfair, man. he just is. Supergirl. Darkseid. I don't know how you balance out. I don't know how you do it, but yeah. He shouldn't have that crouching one. It's like that bitch slap crouching one.
Mm-hmm.
It's super fast. It shouldn't be that fast. Because he's a ranged character, but he has like a really fast crouching one. On the other hand, Canary is a CQC character, and she's unsafe on her crouching one. This is the balancing issues that I'm talking about. They make me fucking crazy. And I'm sure there are people that are like, what the fuck are you talking about? But those that know, you know what I'm talking about. That shit's annoying.
Kojak asks, I've been finding characters that resemble Mortal Kombat X characters. Do you guys think that is how beginners should pick their starting fighters?
Beginners should pick Supergirl.
Yeah. They should.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Supergirl is kind of like Supergirl is kind of like the Scorpion of this series.
Yeah, she actually is because she's got the same fucking move.
Right.
And Superman. Batman is another.
Batman is not Batman was the second character I got to level 20 because you literally can press any combination of 3 of the face buttons and you will do a combo.
He really will. And it's just
and Batman's also what I've been using the most.
Yeah, and the thing about his combos is like there's like 3 or 4 where he's his plus.
Right.
And he can just keep I posted a match where he literally did the same combo on me over and over again and almost beat me. And I had fucking Cyborg.
I hope that wasn't me that was fighting you online there.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck it was.
That sounds like something I might do.
It was a rank match, and I was like, yo, this is getting on my fucking nerves. But I ended up winning.
So Dustin asks, and we can kind of use this question to springboard into kind of our verdict here. He was a huge MK fan. I've lost interest in these games the last few out. I'm also not a comic book guy. So it's like, why should I get this and not Shaq Fu? There's lots of reasons not to get Shaq Fu, Justin. But what is if you're not interested in the DC characters, I guess is the best question to ask is it worth getting this
now,
game?
Is he not into fighting games in general or just the Nether realm?
He said he loved Mortal Kombat.
He used to.
Yeah.
When it was terrible?
Yeah.
I'm a little confused, right? Because Mortal Kombat was never a good fighting game.
No.
Like, let's just get that out of the way now. Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, 3 was
The Sonic the Hedgehog fighting game.
Damn it. Yeah, but these are actual fighting games. So if you were like a person that weren't able to get into Street Fighter because like of the technical aspects of them, this one is a little easier, but there's a learning curve to it.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's what kept you away from them, from what they were becoming, then don't bother. And especially if you're not a comic book person, you don't give a fuck about Superman.
If you're not into comic books,
there's no point.
There's literally no point in buying this.
So, yeah, I probably would stay away, honestly.
So I guess then the question is, so normally I would say buy it, borrow it, or burn it. But with this one, I feel like there's a caveat we have to do. So is it buy it, borrow it, burn it, or buy it in 6 months to a year once it gets worked out, basically?
That's the problem. Fighting games are a niche.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you don't play fighting games and you are in the comics, sure. But if you don't play fighting games and you're not in the comics, why bother?
Yeah, there's no point.
Right. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you want a entry into fighting games, I guess. Because again, I think it's you just go to practice mode and you just learn the combos and then you just try to open somebody up and just do them. Like that's pretty much it. It's all about mix-ups, and a lot of characters don't have mix-ups. Like fucking Black Canary, she has none. I'm sorry, that just really pisses me off. But yeah, if you're not a fighting game fan, I don't see why you even would purchase it.
I would say if you are interested in fighting games and you like comics, this is a good gateway game.
That's exactly.
But yeah, that's the only caveat. Like, and you will have a lot of stuff to do.
Yep. They give you plenty of shit to do.
Yeah, it's more than enough stuff to do in this game, but you gotta kind of want to be into it. Like, if you just want to see what happens in the story, you can just go to YouTube and then get everything, and you will be okay. So if you want to dabble in fighting games, then yeah, I would pick this up at full price because it's worth it. It has value.
Mm.
But like if you're like Dustin, it's just like nah, fuck comics, and I liked high punch, sweep. Like that's what I know about fighting games. Then no, don't bother.
And I guess one last question. I'm not going to ask you this because I already know the answer for you. But Terrence, are you going to still be playing Injustice 2 in 6 months to a year from now? Do you think?
I don't know. I probably will be, because by then by the time I'm finished with this game, I'll probably be pretty proficient with every single character in the roster. Because that's how I was in the last one. Like, I could use everybody in that game. And that's ridiculous. Like, when you think about it, it's like 30 characters. Like, fighting games, you usually stick with one character and you get really good, and then you hone your craft with that one character, and then that's who you fucking use. I can use everybody in Injustice. I can use half the cast already. Maybe not that well, but I'm pretty good with most of the people in the goddamn game. And that's NetherRealms. Like, now if you ask me for all their mix-ups and all their fucking frame data, fuck off. I don't know. Just give me a couple months and I can figure it out. But, I mean, 6 months to a year? I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of games coming out.
I would assume that it would depend on DLC characters. Like, I can't imagine you're into Red Hood right now.
He looked kind of dope, but his fuckery, I can already see me being really fucking pissed off. Like him. This motherfucker, based on that trailer, I saw he had a counter that kind of sits out there for a while. I'm like, that's bullshit, because Black Canary's counter is like half a second. I'll keep going back to that. But I don't know. Like, I'm gonna give Tekken 7 a try.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah, that's why. By the way, that's why Micah's not going to be playing it. Micah's not going to be playing it 6 days from now.
No, he's not going to be playing tomorrow.
I'm not going to be playing at midnight.
as we're recording this.
So yeah, Tekken 7, it'll be out. I'll give that a try, and then again, we're gonna have fucking like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite coming out.
Mm-hmm. That's true too. We'll see. We'll see on that
if
one.
It keeps going down the route that game looks like it's going down. That game could go fuck itself. Already.
Got a little pre-orders remorse going on over there.
Oh man. Well, like I said, that'll be something we talk about in our other medium.
Yeah,
I guess you could say. So that's gonna be it for the Injustice 2 review. If you guys wanted to hear our evolving thoughts on the game, and especially as DLC characters come out, you should be listening to the Dense Pixels podcast every week. It releases on Tuesdays, so make sure you search that up and add that to your podcast feed. Again, if you've just cruised in here and you check us out and you dug us, make sure you hit that subscribe button down there. We'd really appreciate it. And if you're listening or watching this, I should say, as we're getting ready to put it out, we'll be having some coverage as well for E3 2017, which we'll be putting on YouTube as well. So make sure you check that out too. That's it for us, guys. We'll catch you next time we do Dense Pixels reviews. See you later.
See you.
Take it easy.